Welcome back to the Lone Star Ladies.
I'm Sherry Rose, Precinct Chair for 2091 in Plano.
And I'm Brandy Kennedy, Precinct Chair 2097 in Carrollton. And Darlene is on vacation this week,
Yes,
so
she
we
is.
hope she's having a great time on vacation.
Hi, Darlene.
Hi, Darlene. Sherry, you want to tell us what's coming up?
Yes, we got some fun things. This Saturday, we have the Peanut Festival in Aubrey, Texas. It will be from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. There's going to be food trucks, bounce houses, trains, petting zoos, all kinds of fun things for the kids to do. And then I think there's arts and crafts, and there's some things for the adults also.
That'd be fun.
So go to aubrytx.gov for more information. They'll tell you where to park and all that. Then on Sunday from 4 to 6:30 at the North Texas Stadium, which is called DATQ, there will be a Charlie Kirk rally and memorial. And then on October the 10th, the Denton County Republican Party is throwing a fall festival.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so there'll be food trucks, games, again, a bounce house, lots of stuff for the kids to do. There'll also be, you can register to vote, and there will be candidate meet and greets there, so.
Which is a good transition into today we're going to be talking about voting. So remember, our opinions are our own. Do your research, but this is our opinions.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk first about the history of voting. So voting started way back in places like Greece, where free men could vote on laws. And notice I said men, not women.
Yes.
In the Middle Ages, only nobles could vote. The Magna Carta of 1215 began to make a change.
In the 19th century, more people gained the right to vote. The 15th Amendment in 1870 allowed African American men the right to vote. And then the 19th Amendment in 1920 gave women the right to vote.
In the 1960s, the civil rights movement fought for equal voting rights, leading to the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Today, voting rights are extremely important, with ongoing questions about securing the integrity of our elections, voter ID, preventing voter fraud, et cetera, et cetera.
Voting is the cornerstone of our democracy. It empowers citizens to express their preferences and influence the decision-making process that affects our lives. Through voting, individuals hold elected offices accountable, advocates for policies that align with our values, and participating in the democratic process. In a minute, we'll talk about the amount of people that will be up for re-election in 2026.
Voting ensures that diverse voices and perspectives are represented in our government. Each vote contributes to the overall outcome, allowing for a more inclusive political landscape. Elected officials are held accountable to their constituents through the process. If they fail to meet the expectations of their voters, they risk losing it all the next voting cycle.
Participating in elections fosters a sense of civic duty and encourages individuals to stay informed about political issues. It promotes active engagement in community and national affairs. Voting directly impacts the policies and laws that govern society. By choosing candidates who align with our values and our views, your values and your views, voters can influence issues like healthcare, education, economy, immigration, etc. Voting has been a powerful tool for social change, not always in a good way. Movements advocating for civil rights and gender equality have relied on the electoral process to achieve their goals.
Voting isn't just a right, it is a responsibility that shapes the future of our nation. Engaging in the electoral process is essential for a healthy democracy. So if you want, you can go to the Secretary of State website and you can see all of our representatives in the U.S. House as well as all
the Texas ones
yeah.
too.
Yeah, or you can also go to votedenton.gov. You can put in your name and your birth date, and it will pull up your representatives, state, federal, city, school board, etc. So that's good information as well.
It'll also give you a sample ballot
Right.
for the next election that's coming up.
Yeah. Which, by the way,
Yes.
we did a previous podcast on.
Yes, we did. And the constitutional amendment is probably 2 videos back, I think.
Okay.
But it'll give you all the information about the constitutional amendments or propositions that are on that ballot. And there is one race that's on the ballot for an LISD board position, and it's going to be at the very bottom of the ballot.
So be sure you go all the way through to the bottom and look up that podcast, because there's a lot of good information on there. It kind of simplifies the questions.
Yes, absolutely. And these are the 38 Texas reps for the United States Representative House.
So if you'll notice, there's some in red and some in blue. So Democrats versus the Republicans. Just for example, here's Al Green, who is the Appropriations and Budget Committee. And he was actually hauled off the floor last year for some kind of shenanigans that he was pulling.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you know who you're voting for and what they stand for, because I would imagine that people in that district were a little embarrassed over that deal.
Absolutely. And there's so many Democrats. I mean, we have a lot more Republicans in our House, but there are Democrats, and they're on very important committees that have a lot of influence.
Right.
And we want to make sure that they're voting the way we want them to.
Exactly. Other offices that are coming up this year for election are our governor, also our United States Senator, John Cornyn, is up for re-election. He's been in there for quite a while now, so it might be time to get someone new.
Yes.
I think there's several people running against him, most notably is Ken Paxton.
Yes.
We also have Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, the Comptroller of Public Accounts, the Commissioner of the General Land Office, Commissioner of Agriculture, Railroad Commissioner.
We also have judicial offices, Texas Supreme Court, Court of Criminal Appeals, 15th Court of Appeals, the State Board of Education, several districts, and again, our legislative offices, the 38 reps and 16 state senators.
Why does your vote matter? If you think that just one vote in a sea of millions cannot make much of a difference, consider some of the closest elections in our history.
In 2000, Al Gore narrowly lost the Electoral College vote to George W. Bush. The election came down to a recount in Florida, where Bush won the popular vote by such a small margin that it triggered an automatic recount and a Supreme Court case, Bush versus Gore. In the end, Bush won Florida by 0.009% of the votes cast in the state, or 537 votes.
So we had to wait for a few days to find out who was going to be our president.
Yes. And
Kinda
if
crazy.
600 more people had shown up to vote, we could have had a different presidency from 2000 to 2008.
And while we may not all love everything that George Bush did while he was in office, I have a feeling that Al Gore might have been a worse choice.
Yes. So it's so important to vote in your states, in your local elections, everywhere. Every vote counts. And we need everybody to go out and vote.
Right. So to bring that thought a little bit closer, let's talk about just last year in the House District 65 race for our Texas House. Mitch Little beat Kronda Timish by 297 votes.
Not very much.
297 votes.
Yeah.
Mitch actually scored a 92 out of 100 on the Texans for Fiscal Responsibility Index for 2025, while Kronda, during her abysmal 2023 year in office, she scored a 65 out of 100. So those 297 votes made a big difference for our House district.
Absolutely. Mitch is a rock star, and he's voting the way we want him to and the way we ask him to.
Right.
So it is very important to vote in every election.
Mitch listens to his constituents.
Yes. In the Plano municipal election in May of 2025, there are 740,000 registered voters in Plano. 81,000 went and voted. That's 11% of Plano. Those 11% voted on bonds that total $644 million that you guys are paying for. That is insane that 11% of Plano voted for the rest of the Plano.
The other 89% of the voters that were too busy to make it to the polls. And we had 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah. Yes, you had to. We have early voting. It does not take that long. And I mean, you got another Rhino mayor and another 4 Rhino city council members. So, you know, you're having 11 people or 11% that you don't know telling you what you have to do.
Right.
Not smart.
Very scary. Very scary. So, are you worried about what you can do if you're not yet 18 years old? I mean, yeah, if you're not yet 18 years old, what you can do to help? There's still plenty of things.
Absolutely. Be informed. I was just thinking, go get on a TPUSA Republican club, especially if
idea.
you're in high school.
Right.
And in college, even, because they have those in college as well. You're going to get informed in those Republican clubs. They're going to talk about candidates. They're going to talk about procedures. They're going to talk about what you can do and what you need to do. You can always volunteer you can always talk to people who's going to help you with volunteer opportunities.
Right. And there's a lot of volunteer opportunities out there. Candidates love to have younger people working in their groups. And also, I mean, we need people.
Yeah, we definitely do.
I've got 4,500 people in my precinct.
Yep.
60% of those are Republicans. So we knock on a lot of doors. We could use the help. The headquarters uses people. There's lots of places you can help.
And get with us, and we'll help you find the area you most fit in. And if that's just with us, the more the merrier.
That's right.
We love help.
That's right.
Participating in elections is one of the key freedoms of American life. We have a very special United States of America where we have the freedom to vote. Not every country has this freedom, and imagine what other countries would be like if they did. It is so important for us to get out and vote and do our civic duty.
An interesting thought. James McHenry was a Constitutional Convention delegate, and he just happened to see a lady ask Dr. Benjamin Franklin what he thought, whether we had a republic or a monarchy.
What'd he say?
He said, we have a republic if we can keep it.
That's so important.
Every day, you got to think about it every day.
You have to go out and vote. It's so important. Local elections matter. This is the everyday affecting you election. It's not the presidency. The presidency comes and goes. Executive orders come and go.
Right.
The local elections are so important because it affects your everyday life.
That's right.
So remember to follow us on OBBM TV, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and X at the Lone Star Ladies or Lone Star Ladies.
And we'd love to hear from you. Your comments, questions, ideas, and suggestions, please send to thelonestarladies@myyahoo.com.
And remember, Darlene would always say, God bless you. And yeehaw!